Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're watching me from. How are you all doing? How is your day going today? And how has your Tuesday been? All right. Today is a beautiful day that the Lord has made, and we shall rejoice and be glad in it. And the weather for me is 26 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's still very cold. Yeah, I will say that. Thank you guys for joining me today. How are you doing? How are you doing? What is going on in your location? All right, the sound is checked, and thank you guys for being here. Give me 1 second, guys. It's good. All right, guys. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I had to quickly check all the sound to make sure everything is okay. So, how are you doing? Thank you for joining me today. If you're meeting me for the first time, my name is Ify Oyoyo. Welcome to my live stream, and thank you for being amazing. So, today my topic is an interesting one: polygamy, not for everyone. A second wife, receives a hot slap from the first wife. All right. So we'll be talking about that today. How are you doing? Thank you, Estelle Family TV. Thank you for joining me. You did an amazing job today, Estelle. Estelle, well done. Thank you, Nkechi Cynthia, as always. Thank you for joining me today. You guys are most welcome. Why am I saying polygamy is not for everyone? We had a recent development, a news that broke in Nigeria. The news is actually on Linda Ikeji, whereby a man married a second wife, and they after the whole marriage ceremony is expected in their tradition in northern part of Nigeria, Fulanese, for the second wife, that's the new wife, to get up from her seat to go greet the first wife. So on getting to greet the first wife got up from her chair and gave the new wife a very resounding welcome with a hot slap. Mm-hmm. Boy, on the face. That was what the second wife got. And an update on that topic has been updated in the internet. So I will be discussing the reason why the first wife received the second wife with boza on the face, a very hot one. And we'll be talking all about that today, and also talking about polygamy, whether your religion accepts it, your culture accepts it, and what does the woman in the marriage feels or thinks about polygamy. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you, amazing. Do me a favor by sharing. Thank you so much, Nkechi Cynthia, for the share. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you for the thumbs up as well. All right, so you guys are most welcome. And to my Facebook fans, thank you guys for joining me. Don't forget to share this video as well on your Facebook wall so we can have other people and a lot of people to share their own opinion and contribution in our discussion today. All right. So I know you'll be wondering, why do I have Judy Austin, Yule Dochie, and May Dochie as the thumbnail? They were the people that made a very big headline last year about polygamy in Nigeria, and also across Africa, because almost every blog, every vlog, talked about them last year, and they are still on it because they have not finalized their decision. Before the end of the year last year, we saw that May Yule Dochie sent a legal notice to a lady on social media that called her on an interview and all of that, who shared her family picture, and then by inserting the second wife picture as well as the second wife's child into May Dochie's family picture. So we all saw that played out in 2022. So you be thinking 2023, we don't have any drama going on. A lot of dramas are happening on Nigerian social media space, and we are here to talk about polygamy. You guys know polygamy is a system of marriage whereby a man is allowed to marry more than one wife. It has been the tradition in Nigeria, whether the east, south, west, or north, and up until Christianity came. So when Christianity came, the Western culture came, they brought in the issue of one man, one wife. That was how that particular tradition gradually, and culture of most part of Nigeria and Africa gradually died down, and then most people started having one man, one wife. But the original culture, especially from the eastern Nigeria, is a man is allowed to marry more than one wife. There is nothing wrong with that. That was the culture of the people before Western civilization came. So after Western civilization met Africa and Africa embraced the Western civilization, throwing away its culture and then embracing Christianity and all of that, there is still a particular culture in Africa, which is the Muslim tradition and religion, still intact in the issue of how many wives a man is entitled to marry. So the religious belief of the northern Nigeria, especially the Muslims, they are still abiding by their culture. Their Muslim culture and religion, allows them to marry more than one wife at any point in time. So far, you maintain to that which is prescribed in their religion, which is maximum of 4 wives. So they still, up until today, practice that tradition, practice that culture, practice their religion, practice their belief. So it's nothing, there is no big deal when your husband wakes up tomorrow to tell you, especially if you're a Muslim woman and you're married to a Muslim man, tell you tomorrow, I'm going to take a second wife. You're not going to say, no, you can't. You're not going to say, I'm packing out, I'm suing for divorce and all of that. No, because their culture, their religion supports that. So you have full backing of your culture and full backing of your religion when it comes to, having more than one wife in the northern part of Nigeria, especially the Muslims. All right. Ochitonia, thank you for being here. Sissy Kitchen, thank you for being here. Amazing, amazing. Thank you, guys. Please don't forget to like this live stream. Don't forget to share if you can. God bless you guys real good. All right. So when this happened, I'm going to go back to the story on Linda Ikeji, okay? When that happened, it was all over the internet when the news broke of how the first wife received the second wife. The second wife, it was still in the ceremony, the proper marriage ceremony. So they were all seated, doing all the things. By the time the whole marriage rite was performed and all of that, it's expected in the Fulani tradition for the second wife, that is the new bride, to get up and go greet the first wife, whereby it's expected for the first wife to welcome the new bride with love and cheers. But the reverse was the case. We've talked about polygamy a lot last year. We discussed that a lot last year, especially when Yule Dochie, who is a Nigerian as well from the eastern part of Nigeria, an Igbo guy, a Christian, decided to marry a second wife, Judy. Up until today, people are still dragging Judy Austin for marrying May Dochie's husband, which is Yule Dochie. But the marriage is still intact. Judy is still a legal wife to you. As we speak, they are still married. So we discussed all of that last year. We talked about it. May said in all her write-ups that she cannot be cajoled to polygamy. So she's not interested in polygamy. For that reason, she might end up filing for a divorce. Up until now, we haven't seen any divorce proceeding going on. But all we know is that Yule Dochie is a polygamist. He has 2 wives until May says otherwise. It was a lot of issue. People supported it. Some people did not support it. For me, if you want to practice polygamy, it's up to you. If you can afford to take care of 2 women and their children at the same time, it's up to you. But you have to do it in the right way, because we still have people in our communities in Africa that still practice polygamy. So remember, like I said in my intro, Western civilization and Christianity brought monogamy. Okay, we are We and our tradition, especially back in the day, it was a polygamous kind of setting. Most of our great grandparents don't have multiple wives. But when Christianity came, and then the Christians in Nigeria and Africa embraced the Western culture and threw away their tradition. That's how monogamy died down eventually. Thank you guys for being here. Nancy Vlog, thank you for joining me. Thank you guys. Anna Bayo Official, thank you for joining me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So this particular incident, you would think it happened in Eastern Nigeria or maybe Western Nigeria or Southern Nigeria, where they are predominantly Christians. Or maybe you'll be thinking it happened with maybe the first wife is a Christian or the husband is a Christian. No, I'm here to shock you. This happened in a Muslim family, northern Nigeria. So it's expected that the first wife will welcome the second wife with so much love, so much cheer, right? But the reverse was the case in this particular issue. Why am I saying the reverse was the case? I'm going to pull it up from Linda Ikeji. And also, there are reasons for people's action. Like it's expected for people came onto the first wife, attacking her why she did what she did and all of that. That is against their culture, is against their belief, is against their tradition. But like people say, there is no smoke without fire. There must be something that made that woman to react in that. We'll be getting into all of the details today. Thank you guys for being here. Don't forget to leave me your comments in your comment section as well. And I will be reading them as well from here. All right. So the information reaching us is showing that the marriage, the reason why the woman behaved that way was because the new wife, the second wife, the new bride to her husband happened to be her best friend. You heard me, best friend. So best friend came in, when she was visiting you and all of that, you think she had your interest at heart, that she's your, that she's your friend and all of that. You were like, okay, Sissy, there, the way we men talk, you might even be telling the girl some of the things happening in your home. And another thing that made the lady very upset with the new bride, she said that she built her marriage with her husband from her own inheritance. In the northern Nigeria, when a woman is married, the family of the bride is actually the one doing the most of the, if not everything on the wedding thing. They have to prepare things for the woman, what they are going to send her out with. And a lot of girls from them, they get inheritance from their father. So she said, according to the news, okay, let me read it here so that we can all be in sync with what is happening. Thank you, guys. Z-Berry, thank you for being here. Thank you, amazing, amazing lady. Thank you. Okay, the details. According to online reports, the first wife and the second wife were best friends. Okay. Also, the first wife had reportedly built with her husband for years. She is said to have helped him with her inheritance from her father, and this made the husband's business to boom. They built houses, bought properties. When they became really comfortable, the husband then took his wife's friend as a second wife. So I'm asking all of you watching and listening to my voice today, how would you feel if your best friend happens to be the one your husband has gone to bring as a second wife? How would you feel? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. Let's make this live stream conversational. All right. So as a result, the first wife could not hold back on the wedding day when the new wife came to pay her respect according to the custom. She longed at her and kept hitting her despite efforts by others to pull them apart. You see, somebody will say, yeah, the man is expected to marry many wives, is allowed, the tradition allowed, the culture, the religion in the northern part yeah, they can be able to marry more than one wives and all of that. But how would you feel if your best friend now happens to be your co-wife, that you're going to share your husband with your best friend? After you have built with your husband, you have done everything, lifted him up with your inheritance, you people build houses together, investment together, and suddenly your bestie will now be the next woman. How would you feel? So this woman got so angry, and a lot of people reacted to that story on the internet. They called her out that she was not supposed to do that in the first place, and attacking her second wife is not acceptable. Then some of us, I'm gonna read one or two reactions about it, okay, so that we can all see how other people reacted to this incident. One person said she is to blame, not the culture. She lacks self. This grammar no make no just gel, but I'm gonna read it like that. She lacks self-contain and self-control, which is part of Pulaku, maybe in their language, to be enabled to stabilize yourself in times of joy. And this grammar, no, the grammar does not make so much sense. But from what I'm saying, this particular person that wrote blamed the first wife for attacking the second wife, that the woman lacks self-control, if I will summarize it in that way. And the other one says she should be punished for hitting the second wife. These are people from their tradition, from their culture, so they know what is expected in their culture. So they were the ones replying. They said, she just doesn't fit to be a wife for me. Yauda Wona, they wrote it in Hausa. I can't be able to read that. I don't want to mother the language. You guys understand. I will feel bad though. Esther saying go feel bad that the husband married the best friend. She deserves the slap, I guess. I would have done the same, but because she is marrying my husband, not because she's marrying my husband, but because she was my best friend. Oh, this is so nice. This is so nice, Ziberi. Okay, Ziberi said that the new wife deserves the slap, that she would have done the same thing, not because the lady married her husband, but rather because the lady, was her best friend. Okay, that's why she would do the same by giving the lady a good was on the face. All right. So now people came blaming this first wife for slapping the second wife. What do you guys think? Should she be blamed? Or was she just upset for nothing? Did she get angry for a right cause, knowing that her tradition and her culture and religion permits her husband at any point in time to marry another woman, not just one, up to three more wives? So why was she blamed? Because it was a very heated argument in the comment section. A lot of people were blaming the first wife for slapping the second wife. So why did she get all the blame? Especially with the fact that the woman, the new wife, used to be her best friend, whom she must have shared the secret, or maybe shared one or two things, even going on with her, between her and her husband. But now the husband went ahead and married that woman. So it's obvious that that lady that was a bestie, the second wife, has been seeing the man behind her friend's back for the man to have gone ahead to marry. There must have been some kind of relationship with the husband. Why was the first wife blamed? She reacted in anger because she couldn't stomach it anymore. This girl I called my friend, this woman I called my friend, now took over my husband. But because of the culture, no matter how you feel, you should not react that way. That's why they blamed her. She knows the tradition, she knows their culture, she knows the religion. Then why slap the new wife? So she came this morning defending her act, that the reason why she slapped was because the new wife, is her best friend. And the wealth that the new wife came to enjoy was built by her and her husband through her own inheritance. That if not for her own father's inheritance the father gave her, the husband couldn't have been this wealthy or this comfortable. Best friend no day for marriage. Hey, Anna, why official? You can say that best friend no day for marriage. It has happened to this woman because here I like bringing life stories whereby we can learn one or two things so that we don't get to make mistakes when it happened to us. You know how to address it, you know how to go about it. So you'll be thinking, okay, my best friend, she might come to your house on a Sunday. You guys will have, lunch together, dinner together. Your husband was on the other end, eyeing this woman that been visiting the wife. And when she's coming, she's of good behavior. The husband must have been observing this woman, liking the woman. Under your nose, you did not know what was happening. And what kind of relationship are they going to have in the future? Especially with the fact that the woman did not know that her best friend was planning a marriage with her husband. Or do you think this best friend told her bestie, as Zainab, and the thing is that I'm getting married. Oh, congratulations. Who is the lucky guy? And is actually your husband. He's Mustafa. I say, which Mustafa? Do I know him? Have I met him before? Tell me now, which Mustafa? Where does he live? Blah, blah. You know the way we would like to go about stories. Where does he live? Have I met him? He said, hey, now, Mustafa, Mustafa, your husband. How do you guys think? Do you think that the second wife actually told her bestie that I'm about to marry your husband? Because if that was the case, the woman wouldn't have slapped her on the day of the event. So it's obvious that she did not know that it was her best friend that the man was going to marry. The husband must have told her, I'm going to get a second wife, which according to tradition, she knows is allowed. So she would have allowed that to happen. But not knowing the person in question, maybe from gossip or rumors in the city or in their community, she got to know it was her best friend. Then at that point, there was no opportunity for her to meet with her best friend until the best friend was brought into the home after the aure and everything had been performed. So what do you guys think? Do you think the woman reacted harshly or was that justifiable? I have a Zberry here said she would have done the same thing, not because she married her husband, but because the lady in question was her best friend. She would have reacted the same way with a hot slap. I guess she would have accepted it if it was so. If it was somebody else, of course, she wouldn't have reacted the way she reacted. That is given. But because it's her best friend, that is why it was very, very painful. And then I remember when May Edochie said, I cannot be cajoled. People came for her. You cannot be cajoled. You're still living in the house. So it's very difficult, you understand, for a woman that have built with a man for many years, just sit and watch the man bring in another wife to interrupt the peace that they share, to interrupt a lot of things in that is very difficult. That's why I'm saying in my topic today, polygamy is not for everyone. If you know you cannot deal, it's better at the beginning of the marriage, you spell things out. Is there any possibility that you're going, even if I am an exceptionally good wife to you, is there possibility you're going to take a second wife? Let me start now to prepare my mind. You better start asking the questions because men nowadays, they know they smile. They will still do what they want to do, irrespective of. So I think those kind of questions should come into the marriage as time goes on in the marriage. Try and check out your man to know what he's thinking. Check out what is going on in his mind. In as much as if he's planning something like it, definitely he's not going to tell you everything. That is for sure. They don't share. If they want to do something like that, they don't share. Honestly. So Z is telling me that her action is right. To me, I don't even know how I'm going to react, especially the fact that that woman in question was a best friend to me. I don't even know how I'm going to react. And then you now come and think about it. Okay, after the marriage ceremony comes the marriage. The fact that they are going to live in the same house, right? Maybe different rooms. Maybe the first wife will maintain, they live in a duplex, the first wife will be up, then the second wife will be down. The fact that they are going to maintain, how are they going to live together? Will they ever live in peace, trust? Would there be anything like that in that marriage setting? Would there ever be anything like that? Will you ever trust that woman? Is it possible for the first wife to ever trust that woman, that she felt that betrayed her to that extent of marrying her husband? All right, I'm gonna read there. Some women doesn't want to suffer. They want everything to be built before they come in. Yes, that is true. Absolutely, that is true. But the thing is this: if you don't want to suffer, you want everything built before you come in. Is it at the detriment of your own best friend? You could have been looking for another person that you don't have any relationship with. You've not met the person. You don't have anything together. Because assuming this man was a neutral person, maybe married to another woman that has nothing to do with her best friend, there wouldn't have been this fiasco in the first place. So that's what I'm saying here. Would there ever be peace in that home? Will the first wife ever forgive the second wife for marrying her husband? And then it's obvious that this woman is completely against the whole thing. It's obvious. She built this man with her inheritance. And after all of those things, then you went and married her best friend. So would there ever be trust? For a polygamy to work well, you have to trust the women. They have to trust each other, so that nobody will start thinking about how to use a rat otapia to to buy the other one. Do you understand? So would there ever be peace in that kind of marriage setting? I don't know how to say it, but for this first 1 year is going to be a living hell for both of them, the first and the second wife. Yeah. And what the husband should be doing at this point is to start thinking about getting a third wife, so that you can bring somebody that will neutralize the whole place. Yes, that's the advice I'm going to give the man. Because these two people will never agree. They might not want to see eyeball to eyeball. It takes the special grace of God for that woman to live above the pain she's going through now, to like say, okay, I've come to accept this woman. It's even more painful of the fact that the woman in question used to be a best friend. If she had been a total different woman, maybe it wouldn't have been this. She would now be battling upon all the things I've struggled with my husband. Now somebody is coming to share from my sweat, from my parents' inheritance. But this one is a double jeopardy. Not only is the second wife coming to share from the sweat you've labored with your husband for many years, share from your father's inheritance, you're also thinking about your own best friend's betrayer, somebody you must have shared one or two things about your husband with. Because when they say best friend, sometimes if you're going through something you don't know, you don't want to bother your parents, you can actually discuss those things with your friends. So what do you think? Look at what is happening in my marriage now. How would you advise me? Then the next thing you're hearing is that same lady happens to be a co-wife. So people say life no balance, and I must say, indeed, this life is not balanced. All right. So I'm going back to the source of the news so we can get details more about it. It's unbelievable how people thought about it. One of the persons that shared the video said, in Fulani culture setting, when a man remarries, the bride will go and greet the first wife to show respect. The first wife sees the opportunity to attack the bride. This is wrong. There is no justification to this attack. You can understand it. So it's expected, despite the fact that is another woman coming, you must go to greet the first wife. That is what is expected in a Fulani culture setting, according to the Fulani guy that wrote. But the lady did try to obey the cultural setting by going to greet the first wife, only for her to be received with a resounding welcome of a blow on the face, a hot one. So, will you blame May Edochie for saying I cannot be cajole? Will you blame May Edochie in this instance? I don't think May should be blamed, and I'm not blaming May Edochie in this instance, because if you don't want it, you don't want it. If you can accept it, you can accept it. It's not by force. Like I said, polygamy is not for everyone. It's not for everyone. If you cannot handle it, the best thing is for you to leave. That is the best thing. If you cannot handle polygamy, don't stay there. Don't live there and manage. There is no gain staying there. There, there is no gain staying there. In all sincerity, there is no gain. All right. So when May left, people were like, yeah, what is there in my polygamy? If you don't want to go leave, it takes a while for somebody to recover from it. We saw how the first wife of this Fulani man reacted, despite the fact that it's their culture, is their belief, is their religion, is everything. But we saw how she reacted. She reacted out of pain, out of betrayal from her husband, and betrayal from her best friend. It's not that she's just saying her husband betrayed her by getting another, but her best friend's betrayal is the most painful part of it. All right, guys, give me 1 second. Sorry about that. I had to quickly check on things. Okay. All right. So the betrayal from her best friend to me is the one that is most painful, if you really ask me, because you can't call somebody your best friend and the person will be planning marriage, not knowing that the person she wants to marry is actually your very good friend, is actually your own husband. That's who your best friend wants to marry. So that's the betrayal, the height of it. So would the first wife ever or willingly forgive or accept that second wife? She will definitely not accept her willing. But I know the community and the culture, they are going to punish her for reacting to the second wife the way she reacted. But she's only human. She was upset, and that was the best way she knew to react to this woman, and she did reacted in that way. To me, they shouldn't punish her, because it's painful when your best friend, the so-called bestie, betray you. It's very painful. All right. Thank you guys for being here. Estelle, thank you for joining me. Thank you. I really appreciate. Thank you guys. So somebody will say, well, I didn't understand why they were calling her out, but I can understand, because it's their culture. It's expected of her to welcome the second wife, receive her nicely with love and warmth, but rather it was Boza. When it happened to Yul Edochie last year, when Yul Edochie married his second wife without telling the first wife, according to the information that made the news, the first wife said it was from the internet that she heard that the husband has married another woman. So when that happened, May felt betrayed from her husband, because she felt we are Christians, it's expected we have one man, one wife. But Yul Edochie, on the other hand, said, no, I want to have another wife. I've seen something in this woman that I don't want to let go. That when you meet somebody like that, you can't just throw the person away, that he's in love with this man. I want to spend the rest of my life with this woman. Okay, so that was what Yule Doche told the online in-laws. A lot of people were like, they called Judy a lot of names. It's not just Judy that should be blamed, it's the man and the new wife that should be blamed. And also part of the first wife, if she was negligent in the marriage, maybe she contributed to it. That we cannot say about Bay and Judy. But the fact is that you decided to embrace the cultural aspect of being an Igbo man by having another wife, which May, up until today, says she's not going to buy in. So people are expecting May to eventually file for a divorce and separate from you. May reacted, I can't be called cajole. But look at a woman that is her culture, is her tradition, is her religion. But look at the way she reacted with a hot slap, telling the woman, you know what, in as much as you have married my husband, but you're still not welcome in my home. Men, how many times did I call you? Why some of you, why as the why some of you are very wicked? That is the fact. You know, you Lenuche, people like came after her, but look at it. Another woman reacting in this way. And it's not that it's against their culture. The husband has not done anything. As far as their community is concerned, their religion is concerned, their culture is concerned, the man has not committed any crime or any offense. But the woman, the first wife, still did not take it lively. To tell you that polygamy is not for everyone. That woman did not, in her wildest dreams, think that her husband of many years would ever marry a second wife. It's not something she's welcoming with her two arms. No, she doesn't want that. Despite the fact that she's a Muslim woman, she still did not want to share. Not everybody can easily share their man or their wives with other people. It's very obvious from this news that the woman is not interested in sharing her husband or everything that came out of their marriage in terms of wealth that they have built together. She even had they had the update because this happened yesterday. They had the update today on social media saying the reason why she did what she did. That was the update that came today. The reason why, telling people online that this is the reason why she welcomed the woman the way she welcomed the woman. Then come and see the comment section, guys. The comment section, people are really not interested in building any wealth with any man anymore because you don't even know how tomorrow will be. There is something I was reading yesterday. The person said, I have told myself and told everybody I know that you cannot predict what is going to happen tomorrow. You don't know what is going to happen tomorrow. So while you live with your husband for now, enjoy the marriage while it lasts, because the person might wake up tomorrow and marry another woman. And what will you say? Or wake up tomorrow, if it's a case whereby he cannot marry multiple women, he can wake up tomorrow and tell, I'm filing for a divorce. And before you know it, the man has moved on. So while you have that husband, while you have that wife, enjoy that husband as though there is no tomorrow. Okay, enjoy it while it lasts, so that if anything happens, you can be able to say, okay, fine, we had a good time when the marriage was good. So don't go thinking that you have this one, you've already secured this one in the bag. Anything can happen. The only thing I know that is yea and amen is the word of God. That's the only thing that can never change. Did he say he will do this? He will bring it to pass. But every other thing can change. Even laws of some societies, laws of countries, they do amendment to laws to accommodate new changes with life, to accommodate new things. But the only thing that can never change or fail is the word of God. Anabai said, for me, I will do more than that. Christianity is not foolishness. You see? Yeah, Christianity is not foolishness. That is the truth. Come and see the comment section. They say, betrayal does not come from out enemies. It comes from our close friends. That's what the comment section, people are reacting to what the explanation the woman put out for her reason for slapping the second wife. The other one say, make I see anybody wey go tell me to build with a man again. You see, people are being discouraged, and these people right now, young folks, they are beginning to lose hope in the institution called marriage. But they shouldn't lose hope. The only thing, as you're going into marriage, you have to be wise. As you're going into marriage, you have to also do things for yourself as a woman. In case of what? In case city, that's the English my grandma used to speak in those days. She would say in case of incasity, mean in case of anything happening tomorrow. So, those kind of emergencies that you never planned for, you never thought about. In case of anything like that, any surprises from your husband, you already have a business working for you, or you have a career working for you. You can fall back on your career and stand on your feet and then move on with your life. Then another person wrote, some men drew their own downfall by lack of discipline. Even if it is allowed to marry multiple as a Muslim, it's not by marrying your wife's friend. And this person is a man. I really appreciate that he's a man that wrote this. Is really, really is commendable. And that particular comment got over 984 likes because of what he wrote. That even if he's allowed to marry multiple wives in Islam, but the man lacked discipline. Why would you marry your wife's best friend? So that means all the while the girl has been visiting your wife, you've been admiring the woman the other way for you to have gone to marry her. I'm going to read two more comments and then we will now continue. Okay. Somebody said that this happened in Cameroon. In Cameroon, give the name of the city in Cameroon. They are not friends, but best friends. You can understand they are not friends, but best friends. That's what the writer said. The second wife has been dating the husband since, oh my goodness, since they married the first wife. And the first wife was not aware of the friendship. The guy did not have anything. It was the first wife that opened a shop for him. He sells motorbikes. She used her money she inherited from her father's debt to change their lives and even built house. Then the man went ahead to marry his long-lasting girlfriend. Ah, the man deserve. Another person commented saying the man also deserves his own set of slap. That is not trolling. Strolling gallantly, imagine. So, guys, you can understand what the world is turning into. This man had nothing and then got married to this woman and was busy dating her friend. And that her friend is not a good person. She is not a good person. If they had been in long-time relationship, for the length of the marriage the first wife had enjoyed with the husband was busy servicing this other girlfriend of his wife behind. And the woman did not know until he said, what? After all, I've made it in life. I'm successful now. The properties are in my name, the business in my name. What else are you going to say? Hi, yes, people will talk about it. I have not done anything wrong in terms of my religion, in terms of culture. But how about in terms of for humanity's sake? For humanity's sake. Sorry, guys, give me a second. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Treasures G's. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So you can understand why am I making this live stream? Why am I talking about this? We need to be careful. We need to be aware. You need to have that be aware of what is going on in your society. Not because I love my husband and my husband cannot do this to me, cannot do that. Anything can happen to anybody. Those that the thing is happening to, they don't have two heads. Okay, they are still human beings like we are. You have to be wise. When I mean wise, if you're a career woman, make sure as your husband is building his own career, you're building your own career. If you want to be a housewife, make sure you're saving money to start up something on your own, because it's not everybody that can tolerate issues like this after 15 years of marriage, after 20 years of marriage. The next thing you're hearing is that your so-called husband has gone to marry your best friend. Apparently, the man has been dating your best friend behind the back and you did not know. So, guys, you can understand the height of betrayal that this wife had felt, the first wife felt, coming from her best friend. So this woman that she shared, maybe she will even be sharing some of the things happening in her marriage with her husband. And the girlfriend will now go and carry the whole story to the husband. That see what she's planning to do. She said that she's very upset with you over that business investment you did. She's not happy, that she's going to go to the bank and tell the bank not. You can understand in the height of betrayal. Hey, Princess Beyond Passion, thank you for joining me today. Thank you, thank you. Okay, Princess, and now I see why some women never let their husband go anywhere close to their friends. Yes, you can say that again. When I heard this story, and also somebody that, that is from their community also wrote on the comment section, they are from the same community, that the wife married this man that had nothing. Her father died, so she inherited a lot of things from her father and used those ones to set up a bike shop, motorbike shop for her husband. That the husband has been dating her best friend behind her back for many years and now came to marry the long-lasting girlfriend. What a story. Even men are not helping matters. Some are just so indisciplined. Yeah, you can say that again. You can say that again. Beautiful Princess, thank you for joining me today. Thank you. I heard all you've been saying. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Princess, for joining me. Thank you. Thank you. So you can understand, it's more painful. Not only that the man remarried, that is the issue here, but the issue here is that he married the wife's best friend. I don't even know, if I try to put myself into the woman's shoes, even if I'm to accept polygamy, it's not this kind of polygamy. It's not a woman I cannot trust. It's not a woman I don't have any hope or faith in. You understand? So this one is a little more too difficult for me to comprehend. Treasures this host. I think women are more bitter when their husband marries their friend, especially, yeah, the case of Mercy Abayi. You are so right. You are so right, Treasures gist. You are so right. Thank you for even bringing that to this discussion. We are seeing how it's playing now with Mercy Abayi. Mercy Abayi is a Yoruba movie, Nigerian movie actress. She's made name for herself. She's a director and a producer as well, and she has a boutique in Lagos and in Abuja. She's a businesswoman as well. It was last year too. She married her friend's husband, and her friend's husband is a Muslim. So according to the Islamic culture and belief, the man is allowed to marry more than one wife. So that's where Mercy was, putting her claim. The man is allowed to marry me, and I haven't done anything wrong. I fell in love with him, and we married. I didn't marry him because of his money. I'm a very established woman. I have my own money. I have my own thing. I'm paying tuition for my daughter studying overseas in dollars, just like she said it. So she's very comfortable. But the first wife to that Mercy's husband, up until last month during Valentine's, she cried out. She said on that Valentine's Day would have been 20th years of their marriage. But right now, the man was in one beautiful island on the Valentine Day, enjoying Valentine period with the second wife. As it is now, we haven't heard that the marriage is over with the Mercy's husband and the first wife. So they are still into polygamy. And that woman, I don't think she will ever forgive herself, because it was through her Mercy got to know her husband. And after inviting Mercy to her husband's 40th birthday years ago, Mercy and the husband went behind her back and were dating. Just like what happened to this northern lady that happened yesterday. it is very pathetic for women to go so low. Even if you want to marry as a second wife, must he be your best friend's husband? That's the question. Must he be your friend's husband? The man may just be waiting to marry his second wife's friend. Though. Yeah, the thing is that the man had nothing, according to the further explanation here from the village people. You know, there's always village people where you have stories on the internet. So the village person said it happened in Cameroon, not even in Nigeria. I don't know if it's the same story he's referring to, but I want to believe it's the same story. That they were not just friends, they were best friends. That the man had married the first one and then has been dating this other one behind the other girl for many years. All right, let me read another comment. Treasures G said, let me get it. But I feel men have different opinions for getting to their best friends. I think men reason that both friends can make good. Both friends make good co-wife. Never, 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 never. Unless if the first wife is the one that brokered the conversation. Let's assume the first wife say, okay, I know you want to marry a second wife. You've been talking about it. Okay, why not marry this my best friend? That could be the only way. But to be honest with you, the moment that best friend comes into that home as a wife, forget the best friend, everything you guys have talked about. Rivalry will set in. He likes me most. He doesn't like me. He likes me less. You know, it will set in. Definitely. Definitely. The story get muzzle. So I know it's kind of when I read that story yesterday, I was like, women. And I told myself, anyway, they are Muslims. So she was built to understand that. She was raised to understand that through her culture, her mother. Maybe her mother is also a second wife. So it's something that she has lived with, her cousins, her aunties, you understand? So I just said, well, there is no big deal. And I said on a second note, why did she slap the lady? There was no further information that happened yesterday. So today they brought a better understanding where the first wife now stipulated the reasons for the slap was because the lady in question was her best friend, was because she built with the man. She used her father's inheritance and built with this man for many years. Now they have houses together, they have businesses together. Now that they are really comfortable, the man decided to slap her first by marrying her best friend. That was why she retaliated in that way. All right. The question is, where were those so-called best friends when the first wife was struggling and building together up to until after 20 years? That is the thing now. That is the thing. That's a good question you asked, Princess. Where were those called best friends when the first wife was struggling and building together with the man for many years? Where were the girlfriend was part of it? According to this story, the girlfriend has been seeing the husband behind her best friend. So the man has been enjoying the two women without the real wife knowing what was going on. And he must have been promising her, don't worry, I will marry you. Don't worry, let everything settle. Let me make sure that all the properties are in my name. Let me secure the bag and all of that. The man must have been promising up until it happened. Hey, I am Nikki. How are you? Longest time, sis. How are you doing? Thank you for joining me today. Thank you. Thank you. Sincerely speaking, this is very painful. In as much as I'm not against polygamy for those that want to go into polygamy, you understand? It's up to you and your wife. You have to respect your first wife by letting her know. Actually, it's not something you throw in the middle of. You can be able to be open and say, in case of anything happening tomorrow, this might happen. Women should be able to ask questions, not just because I love you, I love you. Most times, the moment you get into marriage, there is different kind of love in the real marriage than what it was when you were dating. And you need to understand that. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you might not be sounding the same when you get into the marriage. It's a two-way thing. It's either it gets better when you get into the marriage, or it start diminishing when you get into marriage. For people that were just getting to know each other, it might start getting rosy, 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 and they start building together. But if you have dated for many years and then get into the marriage, there is nothing new anymore. So it's either you work on the marriage to make it sweet and make it interesting, or it start going down. The man will start looking for another woman to do the, you know, to entice him. So we should be very careful as you go into marriage. As a woman, you're going into marriage with an open heart. You understand? Open mind. Let your spirit be free in the sense that you want to make it work. You want to build with this person. But at the same time, be wise enough to know what you have to pray to secure your marriage. You have to do all the needful. Even after you have done all the needful, according to May Edochie, had proven to most of us on the online how she had been a good wife for many years, for over 17 years in marriage with you, Ledoche. And this is what the husband decided to do. I can't stop him from what he wants to do, but I cannot be cajoled to get into polygamy. That is May Edoche's stand. So at the same time, you woman have some reservation of affection for yourself at the back of your mind in case anything happened. In case anything happened tomorrow, you see that part, that one you have reserved for yourself will be the cushion you're going to have. It will help you to know what, I can actually live my life and live it in fulfillment without this person that is causing me heartache. It's not a do or die to be there, but your peace of mind, your happiness counts. Let me see what Princess wrote here. Princess Beyond said, women should not be naive. Shine your eyes, host. When men cheat with someone close to their wives, the wife is usually the last person to know. I don't know why that's the case. So I really don't know why it's the case. I've heard about this story and then read about what happened to others, but I don't know why is the woman is the last to know. Is it that she doesn't believe, even when her friends come to tell her that the way we are seeing your husband and this woman is rather too close to, for comfort? Why not look into it? Is it that she'll say, no, 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 that's not my friend. My friend cannot do that to me. Ah, no, a baby. Maybe that could be. Maybe the woman in question would trust that her best friend so deeply that even when people bring the information to her, she will just brush it aside, that it's not going to happen. That why are they trying to break her and her bestie? Anyway, why his wife friend, why he no go marry another woman, not his not her friend? Yes, the man could have, because their religion permits, their culture permits, married a different woman entirely, but not your wife's best friend. The moment you bring that best friend into the home, you have scattered the relationship. You have destroyed the atmosphere, because it's not going to be rosy anymore. They're going to continue to see each other as rivals until thy kingdom come. It is not good, unless if the women in question decided to come together and live with you as pa. Yeah, maybe the first wife would now say, okay, I know you've been talking about, instead of you to marry a stranger, why not marry my best friend? If it's not sounding that way or coming that way, just know it's a different thing altogether. Hey, Mel Fitness, thank you for joining me today, Mel. Thank you, thank you. I reached out to you today, but I guess you were busy. Thank you for joining me, Mel. Thank you. Please don't forget to share as well on Facebook if you're still there. All right. Princess is right. You see, Mel is seconding to what Princess said, that Princess is right, that when a man is cheating with a wife's best friend, that the wife is the last person to know. I don't know why it's that difficult. I'm thinking maybe that wife must have, placed that her best friend in a very high esteem. When you hold somebody in that kind of esteem, you can't believe that the person will ever betray you. But the earlier we start understanding that the only person you can have absolute trust on is God, not even your husband. Is God. That's the only person you can say, whatever, being come rain, come sunshine, that God can never betray me. I know you can, we can't we can't see him, but we can feel his presence. Any other person is capable of betraying anybody, but not God. God can't. He said, have I spoken, I will not bring it to pass. God cannot betray you and do otherwise. That's the only person people should hold to that esteem. Your friend can betray you. Your brother can even betray you. Your husband, your sister. It's only God. So if you're there and you're among the category that will hold your best friend, oh no, my best friend can never do a thing like, stop. Take a moment and pause and think again. Honestly. All right. Oh, sorry, I'm here to pick up my phone. Okay, I thought as much, Mel. I thought as much. Men should rest with this multiple wife thing. How are they gonna rest when you were busy? See, if I be your husband now, I would have gone to wife number 2 to discuss the thing I wanted to reach out to you to talk about. How are they going to rest, man? I was trying to reach you. You've gone to the market to do business, right? Then the other one is there to cook a hot pepper soup for me that I am cold. The weather is very cold. Anyway, we have to add some humor to this because life itself is very difficult. Mel is laughing. All right. Treasure G said, and I want to ask you, does marrying and building with men not encourage? If a woman look for already made man, she's a gold digger. Yeah, Treasure G, you're so right. Let me even come closer. If you marry a made man, you're a gold digger. If you look for somebody you build, that building with after what happened to me Doche last year, I say people should be wise while you're building. While you're building, be wise. Well, it's not wrong to build with a man. It's not wrong. We've seen some successful people that met their husband when their husband were nothing and they built together. The likes of Obi Kubana, he met the wife when he was starting off in Abuja. That was how they met, when he had one club where you can come to eat. That was how they met, but they are still together, waxing strong. It's not that it's wrong to build with a man, it's still encouraged. But the thing is this, and what I'm saying, as a woman, you have to be wise. In as much as you're building with your husband and all of that, you have to be wise. Why do I say you have to be wise? As you're building, build your own self too. Don't just be building your husband just like May did. May was at the background, right? They keeping the home front and all of that, encouraging her husband to go out there and all of that to make name for himself. Nobody ever heard of May Dochie's name. As you're building, build for your own self. If your husband is a full-time career person, there is also something you can get. You can be doing by the side. So that if anything happened tomorrow, yeah, and also if you guys are building, make sure everything is legal in the document that is between two of you, so that if anything happened tomorrow, you can go to court and get some judgment, if I thought there is still court in Nigeria. Because the way things are going with the Court of Appeal and INEC, I was really very, you know, I was losing faith, but I thank God things are moving up gradually. Okay. Oh, sorry. Yeah, okay, I've read that one. Let me see what else. Women, pay attention to your best friend's comments. Quit discussing your husband with your so-called best friend. Bam. That is the truth. That is the truth. But a princess, I have a case here. Oh. My phone just died. Let me get my charger. Give me 1 second. I have a case with this your comment. How about if your best friends are married too, and all of you are married, you people are kind of family friends, best friends with your husbands and all of that. Would that make any change based on what you just wrote? Women, pay attention to your best friend's comment. Quit discussing your husband with your so-called best friend. Will the situation change, assuming you are all married? Will that situation change? Or will it still be the same? Whereby you know each other's husband, and things like that. Would that be the same, or will anything change on that? Let me know what you think about it in the comment section. Honestly speaking, when I read that story of the woman, okay, the princess said something. Let me read it quickly. She said, "Oh, some wives too create the atmosphere for their best friends to make moves on their husbands." Hmm. Wow. Wow. Hmm. You're so right. You're so right there. You're so right. Honestly, you're so right there. I'm gonna tell this story of what when I first came here. Though the second outing I went with my husband, the first one, I noticed a lady, whenever her husband gets up to dance in the dancing floor, there is this particular lady, the husband might we know will be dancing. I now ask my husband that who is this lady dancing with this woman's husband? So my husband tried to like explain who that lady was. Then we went for another event another time. The husband was dancing, and the next thing, started dancing with that woman. The wife, what I now noticed from the wife, whenever that happens, the wife will always come around to dance with the husband so that to break that dance, the wife will just walk into in between them and now start dancing with her husband. I say, is this one insecurity or what? I mean, I don't get time. Oh. I was just talking in my own little understanding because I was about a year or two, into the marriage. I was like, why? Why do I have to stress myself? He's dancing. I don't want to dance. But the moment he start dancing with a particular woman, I'll just rush to it. Maybe there is something that I did not know that was going on between her husband and that particular woman. Maybe that was why she was trying to protect. I don't know. I've had women say, my husband is this, my husband is that. Oh, okay. So singles best friend will think so because she's single, she's Mrs. Wife, rubs everything in because she is not married. Something could be creepy. Okay, I don't land. Trending gist don't land. You don't land. When I was looking for you in the other room, you were not there. I had to think about wife number two. That's why it's good to have multiple wives. Let me see if I understand what Princess is trying to explain to us here. Host, most especially if he dances with a particular woman. Yes, that's what happened to me. I was just 2 years with my husband, but I noticed that each time we go to event, that man will always be dancing with a particular woman. I now start asking questions. Who is that woman? I was just a totally different person. Oh. At the time, I don't even know more. I think I maybe at that time, maybe I knew about two or three families, but I'm beginning to like see faces, continuously. So I had to ask my own husband, who is that lady that is always going to dance with this man? My husband now telling me that they used to date before the man went and married his wife. I say, thank you guys for joining me today. Thank you guys, amazing people. I might be laughing about this whole thing, but it's not a laughing matter. I just wanted to add some humor to it, you understand? Because life is full of stress, okay? So let's add some humor to it. And thank you guys, all the people watching me from Facebook. Thank you for all the share. God bless you guys. Very good. I really appreciate all of you. So, what am I saying here? This woman that married her best friend's husband, do you guys think they will ever live in peace, live together in peace in that home? Or do you guys think maybe after the whole ceremony, the man is going to move the second wife to their new house so that they will not be seeing each other? How is the arrangement going to work out? I'm trying to understand it. How is the whole arrangement going to do? You guys have an idea how the whole arrangement is going to play out? If you do, let me know in the comment section, and I'll also be dropping my link in case any of you want to share in one or two things before we call it a day. Okay. All right, so my link is down. Let me see. Princess is seriously giving us some coaching here. She said, because you know your own heart, but you don't know what goes on in the heart of others. Absolutely. You might think, okay, you don't care, it's just dance. The advice is, if you see your husband continuously dance with a particular woman on an event, anytime there is an event, he's dancing with this woman, break the dance and make sure it does not continue, because there might be something going on that you don't know. And don't turn deaf, blind eyes when you see things like this. Be at alert, be watchful, and be wise. Okay? That's what Princess is trying to share with us today. Thank you so much, Princess, for that. I really appreciate it. Thank you so immensely. So, guys, if you're watching me from the background, please like this live stream for me. Share this video as well. And also, the most important part is leaving me your own comment and contribution in the comment section. All right. No peace if they live together, host. The first wife will always think her best friend betrayed her. That is exactly what I think. Okay, we people came for the event. They saw what happened. This woman is hurting. She's not happy. There is no way she will welcome that woman with her open hands, arms. There is no way. So the best thing for this same man is to make sure you move the second wife to another home. So it's either you do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday with wife number one, Thursday, Friday, Saturday with wife number two, and then wife number two will get extra day because she is new. God help me. Oh. The thing is not easy at all when you think about it. We have 7 days in a week. So how are they going to share the 7 days? Okay, maybe the man will use 1 day off so that he can rejuvenate and then get ready for the next week. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how they are going to do it, but in all honesty, I don't see that home as a home that is going to have peace in anytime soon. They might have peace at the end of the day, but it's going to come gradually. It's not something you force. It's not something you expect to happen immediately. Remember, you took over your friend's husband. So you need to also give her time to heal, give her time to understand how she's going to walk her own life, the dynamics that is going to now be her new normal. So we'll be advising the first wife, the second wife, and even the man in question, since they've decided to go this route. They are religion, their culture, their everything supports polygamy. And the first wife, I know telling you to leave the marriage is a no-no, because you have put in so much energy into that marriage. You have invested so much years of affection, toiling together with your husband to build up that particular marriage. So telling you to pack your things and go is a no-no. What I'm going to advise you is to find your own happiness. Find your own happiness. If you have your own business that you're doing, concentrate on what you're doing. Find your own happiness. Rediscover yourself, because if you rediscover yourself, you find you can only be the one that will make yourself truly happy. Is the ball is in your court. It's not your husband that will give you true joy. It's not any other person, but you owe yourself that duty to make yourself happy. Create your own happiness, create your own joy, rediscover yourself and tell yourself, you know what? They said BS happens, okay, but life continues. When you've hit that stage of BS could happen, but life continues, don't let that BS, okay, destroy everything you have dreamt of about your marriage or anything you have thought about your own life. So what I'm going to advise the first wife, live your life to the fullest. Forget about your friend. I know it's difficult, but as time goes on, you're going to heal. Leave your heart open for counseling so that you can heal quickly. Find books that are interesting to read, to while away, to keep your mind busy. Engage your mind with your business, with your children, or find other things you can be doing. And also meet up with in some social gathering. Try and find out. I know it will be very difficult for you to trust another friend. Definitely, that is very difficult. But find out where other women go to, guys. Get some kind of advice, get counseling. Your own, you're not going to leave Your culture supports it, your religion supports it, so living is not an option for you, unless if you decide to tell yourself you've had enough, then you can still live. But I'm not here to tell you to leave, because I mean, what are you living for? Since that is the way you have been brought up, that is your own culture, that is everything in your DNA knows that polygamy is accepted, polygamy is welcome, polygamy is your way of life. So I would advise you rediscover yourself, find your own happiness, and run with it. All right. The life of a woman is so wonderful. Yeah, so wonderful. You can say, sweetie, you can say that again. Um, okay, there is something I missed here. I missed a comment. I'm gonna go back quickly so that I can be able to get it. No PC, they live together. The first wife, okay, I read that. Betray her. Lionels, laugh out loud. The man can never want to be alone one day after being married to two wives. No, the man has it. But the men have a way to go around that. Yeah. Princess, you can't be. Princess, you're not serious. 7 days. He married to two wives. Three days makes 6 days. He would take one day to eat a lot of vegetables, drink a lot of fresh juice and palm wine and what have you, and then rest to rejuvenate for the next 3 more days to come. Princess say I'm lying here, that the man cannot take one day off, that the man knows how to get around it 7 days in a week, especially when you have two wives. All right, let me read another comment. Yes, be happy for you. I don't understand what trending just means. The life of a woman. So wonderful. All right. And that is it. A wife should find things to engage himself. Yeah, Ziber is laughing like me. I know. And then to the second wife, I know you have done your worst by marrying your best friend's husband. That's what I'm going to tell you here. In as much as you guys are Muslims, you marry each other and all of that, you marry many wives and all of that, but at the same time, you should be able to respect boundaries. If that person has been your best friend of many years, you should have thought about it before saying to that man or opening up yourself to her husband. But the thing is that you've embraced it with your full chest. Who am I to tell you not to continue with your marriage? Fine. Go there and don't be forceful that the first wife must accept you. After all, the culture said, no, oh, no, don't go playing all those drama, okay? And playing all the religious card. No. You have to give her time to come to terms with her new reality. Give her times to embrace her new normal. And as time goes on, she definitely will open up and you guys are going to enjoy your marriage together. Somebody will ask me, well, what am I saying this? Like the people that wrote reacted on it, they said in Fulani, so it's assumed they are Fulanis. I remember when I was in the university, one of my classmates was about getting married. The moment we were about leaving university, and she was marrying her cousin. Okay, I know they marry their cousins in Fulani. So in that case, what will you say? If they marry, bring another cousin of yours as your co-wife. That is the culture. That is the tradition. So they don't see it as anything wrong. And because of that, you have to find a way to make yourself happy. Okay? So I just talked about what the second wife should do. Don't go forcing it on her throat. You're now the new Amaria, the new wife, and start. No, no, no. Don't rub anything on her face. Remember the good days you shared with her, the good memories. If at all you had any respect for her while we are screwing her husband from behind, I'm not sure you had any respect for her. Anyway, I'm talking about the first wife. She should have a own happiness. Yes, the first wife should create her own happiness, find her own happiness. Definitely, that is advisable. And to the man, Oga, I'm gonna talk this one as it is sweet me for body. You know, say you won't marry this woman, this her best friend. You were busy doing it from behind without telling her. You still come and be telling her how much you love her. Why didn't you go and marry a neutral woman? Why must he be your wife's best friend? And you did not even ask her, what do you think if I marry your best friend? At least you could have sampled that out and then, get her reaction. If you had said that to her, what if I marry your best friend? You say, how could you be saying that? Then you know it's a no-no for her. Now everybody is blaming her why she reacted that way. She's a human being. That's why she reacted that way. She built her with you with her own inheritance from her father. Now another woman is going to come and start enjoying her father's gift. That is why it's painful. There are many women out there you could have taken from another place, but you chose her best friend. That is why it's painful. So for everybody blaming the woman for slapping the second wife instead of welcoming her, sometimes it's good to empathize with people. Then we can be able to feel the pain the better. When you empathize, not sympathize, remember there are two different words here. Empathize, empathy. When you put that person situation, put yourself in that person's shoes, then you see how ordinarily you would have reacted to it. That will be able to make you understand if that person reacted, irrationally or not. This woman gave the new wife a welcome. That's how she felt to welcome her. Boza on the face, and then another boza. They say she kept on bozering her back, forth, and right and center. That was how she was welcome. You came to take that which is mine. You betrayed me. You didn't even tell me it was my husband you've been planning to marry. You were doing marriage arrangement. You refused to tell me. Now, welcome, right? They say she kept on giving her back, left, center, and right. That is what happened that was the kind of welcome that the second wife received. And this will go to tell us something, that May Edochie is a good woman. May Edochie did not react in those ways. In as much as May's own is even more strict and more difficult because they are Christians. It's expected one man, one wife, and one man. But May did not react the way this other woman that is a Muslim, that knows that her husband is entitled to marry many, she reacted this way. They will say they both built with their husbands. May built with you. This other woman built with her husband, but this one is with her father's inheritance. So it's more painful after you have labored for years with your husband and then use the inheritance you got from your father to set up businesses for him. He became successful. You people are now living the baby girl life. Boom, on your face, a new bride. Not only a new bride, your best friend as a new bride. I've not seen two women that will openly take that will, welcome that with open arms. I've not seen two women. So guys, I feel bad for the first one. I know. They said be one slap. Oh, now the slap continued and people came to separate and she was still slapping. It is what it is. That is how she felt she needed to welcome this lady. For you to know that this territory that you came in, you are not welcome. But however, you're welcome. All right, guys. It's been an amazing time chatting with all of you today. I really enjoyed hosting today's topic. Thank you guys immensely for joining me. I really, really appreciate all of you. You won't enjoy my father's inheritance with your side chick wife. Now you they talk and you don't marry them, They are Muslims. There is nothing you can do. So guys, thank you guys. I want to be ending this live stream in the next 7 minutes. Let me make it an hour 30. So in the next 7 minutes, I'll be done for today. Don't forget to join me on Thursday. And I'm sorry I came late from my usual time today because of other things I needed to tidy up. And also I go live on Saturdays in the morning, Central Time, the US, 9 a.m. Central Time. Because our weather has changed and we have lost 1 hour, so we are now 6 hours behind West Africa. We are 6 hours behind European countries. So instead of 7 hours, we've gained our daylight savings. So I might be changing my live streams on Saturdays to start earlier because the day breaks as early as 6 a.m. So I might be starting earlier, maybe around 8 a.m. I'm still working on that. When I do, I'm going to make the post on my Facebook page and my YouTube community page to tell you my starting time going forward. All right. Princess said, host, May had to vent. In fact, she really did her best for not pouring out so much on social media. Yeah, she needs to, but I think she should vent rightly to her mother and then to her lawyers. Okay, those are the best people that will advise the best set. Her family and the attorneys, they will advise her better, because if she comes to social media to vent, I tell you, social media in-laws and then the good in-laws, the bad in-laws, they're going to turn her conversation into their own individual understanding. It might be a million interpretations at the end of the day. It's not easy coming to face with your best friend who stole your husband. I know, I can't even deal. That's just the truth. I can't deal. But assuming I'm a Muslim, maybe I can understand it better, but it's gonna take me time to process. Okay. But as a Christian, I can't even deal. It's even better that the man married a neutral person altogether, you understand, instead of my best friend. I can't sleep with that. That's just the truth. Not that we discussed that it's going to be my best friend, but you made that choice by yourself and you both hurt me. My husband hurt me by marrying my best friend. My best friend hurt me by marrying my husband. So it's a double jeopardy here. It's a serious thing that the woman had to process, and she should be given the time to process her pain, her emotional thing, and then come out of it gradually. Because they're Muslim, they will definitely come out of it gradually. All right. Thank you guys for being so kind with your time. Thank you for the contributions on the comment section. I truly, truly appreciate all of you for sharing your thoughts and opinion with me, for the support and kindness. I will be going live, like I said, Thursdays and Saturdays. Don't hesitate to join me on my live streams in these days, okay? And I'll be calling it a day. Princess still says that both the wife and the best friend betrayed her. That is for sure, they did. And to err is human, to forgive is divine. So human, they've really betrayed this woman, they have erred, but it takes God to help the woman to forgive them. It's not something that could be done overnight. For me, for example, maybe I'm Islam. If I'm a Muslim woman, it will take me a while because I'm still a human being, okay, to process it. Am I going to serious prayers, asking God to help me process? But if I'm a Christian, like I am a Christian, right? I will forgive them, but I don't think I will live in that circumstance. No, I can, even if I support polygamy, I can never live in that situation. It's either I call it a quit by going to court to file for a divorce so that both of you can now enjoy yourselves. And that will bring me to another thing I've said here earlier. If you're just meeting this conversation, let this be the one you're going to take home if you're meeting me from here. If you're a building with your husband or building with your wife, make sure that your name is on all the properties that you guys build together. Every investment, make sure it's not just Mr. So. Make sure it's Mr. and Mrs. Okay? So that if anything goes wrong, you can walk into the courts and the court system will get those properties either sold or divided on equal part, especially when you have built with a man for over 10 years. You have the right to those properties. So as you're building, you met him from nothing, from grass, you guys start building together to grace, right? As you're building, make sure your name as a woman is in those legal documents. Don't build with a man and they will build you out of it. No, build and build wisely. All right. Having said that, is a wrap for me today. Thank you guys for being here. Remember, marriage is a beautiful institution if you meet the right person. And as you're going into marriage, go into marriage with your open heart. Be open. Don't go with some conceived notions about marriage. You're going to be the one that will give yourself some problem. Go with the flow that, yes, I'm trusting God that my marriage will work. And I want to believe in my spouse, whether man or a woman. I want to trust him and go on trusting. I want to trust her and build together. But as you're building, build wisely. Make sure your names are there. And also, Reserve some love for yourself. When I mean self-love for yourself, in case of incasity, if you were to be my grandmother, in case of any case happening tomorrow, any surprises happening tomorrow, you find out that the one you've reserved yours for yourself, that self-love, is going to make you walk tall even in the midst of those pain. You're going to tell yourself, I love myself enough that I cannot allow somebody to bury my emotion or bury my joy or bury my happiness. Once you realize that, that is the strongest strength you can ever have, especially the very beginning you have problems in your marriage. That self-conviction, you tell yourself, my joy cannot be ruined by another person. My peace of mind cannot be destroyed by another person. I owe myself that peace. I owe myself that joy. That will help you to stand strong to fight the war or battle that is facing you. So, guys, until I see you guys in my next live stream, remember that you are worthy. You woman listening to me today, especially this woman that her best friend snatched her husband from and married him because they are Muslims. Remember, you are worthy. And you woman that is snatching people's husband, you are not worthy. There are still many men out there for you. Okay, if you think that which does not belong to you, you have lost your worthiness. Okay, but you woman listening to me, you're beautiful, you're worthy, you're appreciated. And remember, as I'm telling you all these things, if you appreciate another woman, you will not be able to hurt that woman that you're trying to snatch her husband. You will not be able to be a side chick or side hen or side cockroach or whatever to another woman's husband. If you know your worth as a woman, you cannot place second in situations like this. Remember, love is a beautiful thing and marriage is a very, very interesting institution. All right, guys, until I see you guys next time, remember to love yourself enough so you can be able to show me love and show every other person out there in the world love. And remember to be kind enough to yourself so you can share kindness to others. Until I see you guys on my next live stream, kindness is a muscle. Get one.